Our next speaker normally gets paid a lot of money to do this kind of speaking engagement. Today, he's doing it out of the kindness of his heart because he has a great love for comedy. This routine is something that he normally performs at professional comedy clubs all across the United States. In fact, he is taking this show on the road beginning August 2nd. He will be performing at the LA Comedy Store, and then he will be going to Washington, D.C., where he will be performing this comedy routine for the birthday of Barack Obama. Please put your hands together for Mr. Tim Haviland.
So I'm at the age where I get sir all the time. Sir, would you like another drink? Sir, would you like another shot of tequila? Sir, I'm afraid you've had too much to drink. Sir, I'm going to call a cab for you. I'm thinking to myself, I'm getting kicked out by a 12-year-old bartender. This is unbelievable to me. As the cab pulls up, I get in the cab and I realize this is a middle school conspiracy because the cab driver is also about 12 years old. As we pull away in the cab, the DJ comes on and says, and that was the latest song by Oasis. And if you haven't heard the news, last night at the Oasis concert, a 47-year-old man stormed the stage and pummeled the lead singer, Liam Gallagher. And then he stabbed me through the heart. Imagine that. Liam Gallagher getting pummeled by some old guy. 47 is not old, buddy. This must be a 12-year-old DJ. You see the theme here, right? You get to a certain age, everyone starts to look like they're and sound like they're 12 years old. So I started to think, I'm going through basically middle-aged, and I haven't had a midlife crisis yet. I mean, I had my awkward stage, which for me was about 15 to 40. And now I'm squarely in midlife, and I haven't had my midlife crisis. So I went online to see what is entailed in a midlife crisis. And there are basically three things that I need to do. One, I need to date someone who's 30 years younger than me. Two, I need to get hair implants. And third, I need to buy something really expensive. So I started with the 30 years younger first, which would put someone at 17. So I went to the local high school. Now, if I put my cap backwards, I basically look like a high school student. So I'm wandering around the campus, and it turns out they actually have rules for middle-aged men hanging around high school. And they're actually not rules, they're actually laws, as the police officer who escorted me off campus explained to me that I can't do that. So I went to the next step. I went to college. I started hanging out with some college kids. Pacific Beach has college night on Tuesday. So I go down to Pacific Beach, I walk up to the bouncer, hey, I'm from UCSD, I'm trying to get in. He wouldn't let me in without my student ID. Then it hit me. My cap's still on backwards. He thinks I'm in high school. So I turn the cap around, but I still don't have my ID, and he won't let me in. As I turn to leave, there's a guy with a UCSD sweatshirt walking right toward me, and I said, bro, go Tritons, UCSD! He said, excuse me, sir? Are you one of my professors? I said, no, I'm a college student, dude. We're going to hang out in the bar together. He said, look, I'll go in the bar, and I'll see if there's a way to get you in, and then I'll text you. I'm all right on you. Go ahead and text me. Like, I don't have my reading glasses. I can't read those little letters, and he texts me. I'll have no idea what he's telling me to do. So that was a complete waste of time. So I go for the hair implants. I'm online, hair implants. And this website, what they tell you to do is the gradual method. They put 5 or 10 hair follicles in your head every 14 days. That way no one notices, right? People are going to say, well, Tim, did you shave off your mustache? Have you lost a little weight? Are you taller? Because they're not going to notice the hair on your head. For me, it's kind of like my front yard, right? If I'm going to plant grass, I don't want seeds out there where you get a bunch of grass here and a barren area here and a little grass there. If I'm doing my front yard, I'm going with sod. Man, it starts at 11 o'clock, they're done at noon, it's all grass, it's all done. I'm going to get the whole thing done at once. I'm going to have them come down about a quarter inch above my eyebrow with my hairline. I'm going for the Eddie Munster look with this. So my next step is I need to spend a bunch of money. Well, I don't like to spend money, except of course on clothes. Right? I spend a lot of money on my clothes. So I go on to Craigslist, I'm going to buy something used, right? So I'm a balding, middle-aged, middle-class guy. Harley Davidson. That's what I'm going to buy. It screams midlife crisis, right? I'm going to buy a motorcycle. So I type in Harley Davidson. The first one that pops up on the screen, this beautiful motorcycle, $29,000. I'm not spending 29 grand on a motorcycle. It's crazy. So I put in $10,000 as the maximum price. Great thing about Craigslist, they have the maximum price. So I put in $10,000. Well, you don't exactly get a whole motorcycle for $10,000. Parts, right? So there's a seat. I was going to buy this seat. It says Harley Davidson. I had to have to put it through my legs. It's like a thigh master. Like I'd be walking around with a Harley Davidson thigh master. So that didn't work. Finally, I got down to a price point that I was comfortable with. And so I go with this $1,800, a scooter. It's basically built for that 12-year-old taxi driver, right? It's not built for a grown man. It's like an 80-pound, it's supposed to transport 80-pound kids. It's not adults. But that's my scooter. And it didn't have the punch that I was expecting with a Harley Davidson, right? The machismo, I wanted the macho look. So the only thing I could really do was get a private license plate, right? A vanity plate. So I send Tim's Toy to the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. I send San Diego Toy, Beach Toy. All of those are taken. Now I want the toy extension, TOY, but the DMV, if you just send them the broad category, they'll create the license plate for you. So I send them the broad category, middle-aged man, but I want toy on it. So they send it back to me. They make middle-aged man into an acronym, MAM. The MAM toy is what my student is. So I'm here every night at the Comedy Store, right? I'm pretty famous. I know a lot of the people here. So I'm going to try this MAM thing out on one of the women who's there, a single woman. So I tap her on the shoulder. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." She turns around, she says, "Yes, sir." I'm thinking, this is good. She knows me, she knows the whole sir thing, this is good. And I start to ask her some questions. She puts her fingers together like this, and she puts them on my lips. Now, basically, she's telling me to shut up, but I'm also getting a little physical contact, right? I've only been there 30 seconds, she's witty, she's giving me a little physical contact, this is good. She said, "Well, I have a riddle for you." I said, "Oh, I love riddles. I mean, this is great, right? I love riddles." How is the circus different from a comedy store? And I said, "I don't know, how's it different?" She said, "At the circus, the clowns don't talk." So at that point, it became pretty clear the only ma'am I'd be going out with would be my scooter.